All right. Well, happy Aloha Friday, everyone, and welcome to My Tais at Sunset. I'm Tai.
Aloha, I'm Mai. Happy Aloha Friday. I set the intention that we are going to have a lot of laughs, share a lot of positivity, have a whole lot of fun things to talk about that you guys will love and enjoy. Ready?
Yes, I'm super excited to get going with the recording because I have a lot of fun things to share.
Mm-hmm.
And we received some feedback from a friend of mine, Megan, who said that she would like to hear more about contrasting lifestyles. She actually lives in North Carolina, so I feel like her life is a little bit leaning more towards the Hawaii lifestyle versus the Texas big city. But I don't know. She was telling me that she went hiking and she bought a above ground pool.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like her life is more tropical than it is big city life. But we appreciate the feedback, and we will definitely be looking into talking about more things, Hawaii versus Texas.
Can I just say, North Carolina is gorgeous. I visited there once, and that was the very first time I ever saw the seasons, and I saw fall trees. And it was just spectacular. Absolutely gorgeous.
I love it when the seasons change. I like it when the trees are changing colors and the leaves are falling and everything. But then, like, come winter, it's like everything is dead looking. So, yeah.
But then
ours
that's
is very
why,
short-lived. But
that must be why
over
we
there,
have Christmas, so that you put
pretty.
lights on the dead trees. Gives them new life.
I guess. I mean, there's not a lot of people who put Christmas lights up. I know my brother does for his kids and things, and I think this year out on the land we'll do some Christmas lights, but it's still kind of funny to drive around and then you see these people who like go all out. I've seen videos of people doing like choreographed digital, I don't know, like cinematography on their houses, and then they have like Christmas lights that do these coordinated synced patterns. And I'm like, that's just way too much effort.
Well, actually, since all of your nieces are little and you guys are moving to a new location, this would be the first year, that they could re-experience a new Christmas. And you guys could do the full-on Santa Claus footsteps leading up to the house, or the door, or wherever. And
I don't know. I don't know
if you guys
believe in Santa Claus.
Oh.
I don't know if they believe in Santa Claus anymore, because I think the kids at school ruined it for my niece because they told her she was crazy because she still believed in Santa Claus. I mean, kids are mean, right?
Kids are mean. But there's also the elf on the shelf, and you know what? So
they do have an elf on the shelf.
The reason,
you know what its name is? It's Coffee.
Coffee. Well, the more I would tell my kids that, regardless of what other people said, if you don't believe in Santa, you don't get the Santa Claus gift.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, there was no, because there'd always be gifts from Santa under the Christmas tree.
Isn't that like blackmail?
Yes. It's like, I want to believe and I want to enjoy it. So you guys either play along or there's no Santa Claus gift. Because the moment you call Santa out, Santa's gone. He's not going to believe in you. Santa doesn't believe in you if you don't believe in Santa. Yeah, but we had like multiple children in our household, growing up and celebrating Christmas. So it would be like, as certain kids got older, I'd be like, if you were in it for the other ones, you're going to kill the spirit of Christmas for them. And I'm going to take away
the spirit of Christmas.
I'm going to take away your Santa gift. I'm going to tell Santa you don't believe in them anymore. Yeah.
It's like really tough love. Wow.
But it's like it's the fantasy. It's your one time of year to go play Christmas. And you guys got enough months.
All right, that's true.
You have 6 months to plan. Something elaborate.
No, I don't. It's almost August.
Okay, so you have like a good 4 months solid to plan.
All right. Well, we'll think of something. I definitely want to have like a little Christmas tree in my own home. I found my electric fireplace that has like the simulated flames and everything, so I'm totally down with putting some stockings and like have one for my dogs and all and the donkey, but all the things. Like, I'm excited to move out there. We've made really a lot of progress this week. The electric is going up. The water and sewer are being installed. We laid down some gravel. Tomorrow the carports come in. I mean, it's starting to come together, and so it's very exciting.
Very exciting
to see it start to come together. Yeah, I just it's a lot. I haven't like officially moved out there yet. I'm still in my older old place, but we'll get there. And then I'll be recording live from the outdoors.
We're going to hear your donkey in the background. I won't have to add his sound effect.
I know.
He'll just...
Every time I go and see him and he starts screaming for me, I never get my phone out fast enough. So tomorrow, when I do go out on the land for the weekend, I'm going to try to have my phone out recording him. So I saw a video today, actually, and donkeys actually will do that because they miss you.
Aww.
And they're excited to see you. So I think he gets really excited. My brother says that he doesn't really call for him when he feeds him, but he does for me. So I guess we already have a special bond or whatever. I'm going to try to brush him. I'm going to try. He probably will try to kick me, but that's okay. We'll see. I'll take a video.
Okay. Don't get hurt.
I'm working on my video formatting or video recording out there. It's very hard because I'm always using my hands. So I really think I'm going to have to get one of those harnesses that holds my phone up so we can video while I'm doing things. Because I'm doing a lot of interesting stuff.
You had the GoPro. I know you had the head mount.
I have the GoPro, but the problem is I have to take the card out, put it in the adapter. It's a lot. So I think I'm just going to use the phone.
Okay.
I want you all to see what I see, and it's easier when I have my phone with me. But there's a lot of interesting things that I do. Even right now, but I'm excited that everything is starting to come in. Sky is getting to go out to the land tomorrow and all weekend, so that would be great. And yeah, super stoked.
Super exciting. Okay, did you have any stories?
There was a few stories that we talked about yesterday.
That's right.
Now I forgot.
That's right. You said that you were unpacking.
There was
at your place, and you found a ton.
Oh, and talk about the Hawaii stuff
of water bottles. Yeah. But yes, your Hawaii treasures too. But I want to see your water bottles because when we would go out paddling, you'd always have to have water out there. I mean, it's a workout, and you're an hour out from shore, so. You can't die. You need to stay hydrated.
You can't die. Oh, that's comforting. I think because I just talked a lot about the land and everything, why don't you start first and then I'll go into my stuff.
Okay. Well, today I went shopping. And I know that you said your friend had a question about lifestyles. I don't know if this is going to be good for that, but one of our favorite stores to go to is Marukai. It's not really a grocery shopping trip so much as it is Marukai is a store in Hawaii that imports a lot of things from Japan. And my family and I, we go there. It's really just kind of a interesting, fun shopping trip because now you're just buying weird things to try. And so I have show and tell. Oh, and then they also have a lot of local products too. One of the places here in Hawaii, Latour Bakery, is actually really, really good. They make everything, and then they send all of their breads and snacks out to everywhere. But they have the best macarons on the island. That's actually what they're known for. And I'll give you a tip. If you go to Windward Mall on their Farmers Market Day, Latour Bakery, they sell a whole box of mixed broken macarons, and they're super cheap because usually they're $3 for one cookie, so you can get a dozen of them or something, maybe half a dozen. I don't know, but I want to say it's $5. It was super cheap.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
And they're just a little bit broken.
They're just a little bit broken. Yeah, they're just they're not.
That's fun.
When you go to Latour Bakery and they have the line there, you walk up to the glass counter and it is just a line of perfection, perfect macarons, and all the colors.
You can say perfection.
Yeah, just beautiful, gorgeous. Okay, you want to see some fun stuff?
Nice.
Okay, fun stuff.
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, so I have known these as different items. They call them Chinese pretzels, but I also know them as snowflakes. I'm going to show you. Have you had these?
I have had those, yeah. I always thought they were lotus root, but they're not.
They're kind of this shape. I'll take a picture. I'll put it on something. But they're kind of like a donut.
Fried noodle? They look really hard to break.
No, they're just very fragile. And they crack like crazy, but I'll buy it.
Dang! That's crunchy. Holy moly.
They're delicious. Okay. I brought my dog up here. She's like, are you sharing? This is a weird thing. It's called PD Kata Cheese 10. There's a little bit of English, borrowed English in this one. I'm going to show you the package.
What are those, cheese fries?
They kind of are. They're like breaded cheese things. I had no idea what it was. I honestly thought it was like shrimp tempura because it looks like that on the package. So
looks like shrimp tempura.
When I bit into it, I was like, oh, it's just cheese. But
hey, that's keto friendly.
It's just funny. No, it's fried. Like it's like panko batter.
Oh.
Like shrimp tempura.
Oh, never mind. Yeah. Never mind. Not keto friendly.
But to Latour, these are called puffs.
I've seen those.
Tasty, crunchy puffs.
Those are pretty good.
They're
like furikake.
Furikake, a cracker with sesame seeds. That was also really good. This is a weird thing. It says the Japanese is mitarashi danogo, which their translation says steamed rice cake. But there's little tiny balls on a stick, on a little skewer. They're like mochi balls.
How funny.
They're little tiny mochi balls in this gelatinous teriyaki kind of sauce.
What a great word, gelatinous. I haven't heard that in a long time.
It's jello-like. It's gelatinous. I don't know, but they're delicious. They're super soft. First time I got them, I thought they were really strange, and I didn't like it. But then...
And now you like them.
Now I like them. It's weird. You know, you got to try things a few times before you're like, no, I really like those. Now I see it, and like, I start salivating, and I'm like, oh my God, my brain remembers that.
That must mean you really like them.
Something that you can get anywhere is pineapple chunks, dried. Trader Joe's. I usually get them at Trader Joe's when I'm on the mainland. So very happy to get that here locally. In Hawaii, there is...
How much stuff did you buy?
Oh, okay. I don't have a lot more show and tell.
How much was the bill?
Oh, okay. It was like, okay, Marukai, we had a budget because today their internet was down, so they couldn't do any credit card transactions. So I limited myself to $100, which I didn't have too much more than that in my purse. So you never shop.
That's funny.
You never shop with cash, right? But you always have that emergency $100 bill. And so that was shopping today. Donna's cookies. Donna's cookies from Honoka'a, Hawaii. People used to bring this in. Like if you went to the Big Island, you'd go and buy this and you would bring it to the other islands. But now you can just get it here, which is really nice. And this is their assorted cookie pack. And it's got...
Donna expanded.
She did. It's got candy sprinkle cookies.
You go, Donna.
It's got Chinese almond cookies, chocolate chip cookies, coconut cookies, macadamia nut cookies, oatmeal raisin, peanut butter, and shortbread. And this is like 20.
Do you think that could
$20?
Do you think that would... Do you think that would survive a trip to Texas?
It'll be broken.
Maybe if you put in some bubble wrap, like the bubble stuff they put in the Amazon packages.
I don't know. This is the last thing I got. Okay, so at Marukai they make a whole lot of ready to go foods, and so this was like a temptation purchase. You know, you're walking by.
Oh, that looks good.
Everything. Yeah. Okay, it looks.
I love those.
It looks amazing. This little musubi. This one is crunchy ume and wakame musubi.
And can you explain what that is for our listeners? Ume
is a well-known Japanese plum, pickled plum. It's everybody knows ume is. And wakame.
Not everybody.
Okay, it's a vegetable.
Maybe not North Carolina.
All right. Sorry. No, but it's a mixed. It's got crunchy little Asian pickled vegetables is what it is with rice.
Asian pickled vegetables.
Okay,
Got it.
But don't get suckered in because their food doesn't, I don't know why. If it's not fresh, once it goes out and it's sitting there, it looks all pretty in its packaging.
No good.
But every time I bring it home, I swear it's not that great. So because I brought home also spam musubis, which look so sad, my daughter was like, that's so sad. I'm going to make some. So she made spam musubis. And so I just had to show that to you.
I made spam musubi for my mom and my brother and my dad for the first time.
Uh-huh.
And actually the kids had some too. They said it was the most delicious thing they've ever had. And my brother's never had Spam musubi.
Oh,
And neither has
wow.
my dad.
It is just
So I make it for
go.
them quite often.
Easy to go.
Give us the recipe right now. Go ahead.
So it's Japanese style cooked rice, white rice. And so
Sticky rice, basically.
It's sticky rice. The short grain Japanese rice is what you have to buy. You cook it, package directions. Then you fry Spam, sliced Spam, and you have to have, it's easier if you have a Spam musubi maker. You get sheets of nori. You buy the large square ones. You put the seaweed. Yeah, put it down. Put the musubi maker on top of it, and then you squish in your rice, your hot rice. Plop a piece of nice Spam. You cut your Spam to the size of your musubi maker. Because if you only have the small Spam, you gotta cut it lengthwise, and you'll figure it out because it's the standardized can Spam. Anyway, you slice that and you squish it together super tight, and then you lift it off of your musubi maker out, and you wrap the seaweed around it, like just really tight circle. I actually have a video. I will have to post it, but there's a lot of better ones on YouTube.
I actually have a video from a while ago of me making Spam, so I can also send mine too. A Spam musubi. I actually marinate my Spam after I cut it. I marinate it overnight in oyster sauce, sugar, and a little bit of soy sauce. It makes kind of a sweet teriyaki sort of style. And I use a little bit of furikake in the rice.
In between?
Just a little bit because it can get salty.
Well,
yep.
You don't want to mix that through all of your rice. You put it in the layer that's between the rice layer and the Spam layer. Otherwise, you'll have engineering problems and your rice will fall apart. It's
true. If you don't have like a Spam musubi maker, you can always use the Spam can to like kind of pound the rice into a shape.
Yep. You can also.
So that's what I do.
Traditionally, you would do it with your hands, but it's hot rice.
Yes, that's true. But my mom watched me make them, and she was eating them along the way. The funny thing is that you mentioned like a Spam musubi maker. I actually have one, and while I was unpacking my stuff from Hawaii, I found it, and so I put it nice and neat where I could find it. But the only thing my mom said is she goes, that maker is too small. The ones you make are a lot bigger and like a meal. So I don't know if we can use that. So for sentimental reasons, I put it to the side, but maybe I'll use it. One of the fun things about like unpacking my stuff from Hawaii is that I've found all these like amazing things that I've bought or somebody's given me, and I haven't seen it for like 4 to 5 years. It feels like it's quite a long time. And one of the things that we were talking about is like the water bottles. I found so many hydro flasks, so many like Nalgene bottles, all these things. And we were talking about how we needed it for paddling, but I don't really need it now because I have water bottles all over the place with ice because it's so hot here when I'm outside. But I think one of the things you mentioned was, hey, it's hurricane season. You know, put them all into a Tupperware, like label them.
Yeah.
And then when you need them, fill them up and use them. And I told my mom about it. And she was like, that Mai is just so smart. And I was like, get out of here. So I will be doing that tomorrow. I will, in your honor, I will be putting all of I must have like 30 to 40 hydro flasks. I was like, why do I need all of these? And my mom goes, every time you can't find one, you just buy one. And I'm like, okay, that's going to stop. That's got to stop right now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And another thing that I opened up just recently, I found this intricately carved whale tail made out of koa wood.
Beautiful.
That somebody did for me in front of me. And I was like, I totally forgot I had this. And so now it's already up on a display shelf. And I was just like, man, I miss Hawaii. I miss all the arts and crafts. I really made a lot of friendships with, formed a lot of friendships with people like artisans and small businesses. And I kind of miss that. I know they remember me though. They do remember me. So it's kind of nice. But I found more of Lauren Ross art. And so I put that up, and she's become quite famous, in like Japan and all over the place, especially in Hawaii too. But she's partnered recently with Nordstrom, And who makes Pilot gel pens?
Mm-hmm.
So she has a brand new line of gel pens. So
That's
I was like, wow, that's she's come so far from painting my paddles to
I know.
now having a deal with Pilot.
Mm-hmm.
So very cool. Very cool. Exciting.
Very exciting. So anything else that your friend asked about us?
No, but I know she's listening in. She was like, I haven't been able to listen in for the past few weeks, but I'm going to catch up. So I told her that I would take her feedback and go ahead and put it out there. My family is back to wearing masks again, just because we have little kids around us in the family. I think my parents still a lot older, susceptible to getting colds really bad. So I think it's better we just, take precautions. But that's why I'm looking forward to the land so much, because there's nobody around.
Nobody around. You have all the space in the world.
Nobody around.
Yep.
And my donkey's not going to give me COVID. So
No.
he might give me ticks, but he won't give me COVID. So man, I've never seen a flying snake before, but I did see one last weekend. I was busy, doing the weed eating.
Yeah.
And we were using a saw blade. And there was a snake that flew up because I was cutting branches. And
You might have
really,
hit it with the little weed whacker.
I might have cut it. And it flew up in the air. It's probably dead
I heard
now.
the funniest name for a weed whacker, and I absolutely love it, and I want to use it all the time. I was watching something from New Zealand, and this guy called it a whippet snippet.
A whippet snippet.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I want to hear more terms and names from other countries for the same things that we use, because that is hilarious. I love it. Whippet snippet.
Whippet snippet.
It's so,
I think I'm going to call it that tomorrow and see what my brother does. He'll probably be like, what the heck?
It's so much more accurate, isn't it?
Yeah, it cuts snakes in half, too.
It snips it and whips.
It whips it somewhere. I think it whipped the snake up in the air, to be honest.
I think you did.
I was actually scared. There's some really big spiders out there, wasps. I was wearing my mosquito net suit, so I wasn't really afraid of anything coming through, but snakes can bite through that.
Wasp can get you through your it's a mosquito prevention. That's not the same as wasps and bees.
You know what? In my mind, I felt protected. So don't ruin that protection for my mind, okay? Because I feel protected.
I think you need to get something else, but I can't imagine wearing something that doesn't breathe. In 100,
it's so hot.
What did you say? It was over 100 degrees.
It felt, okay, so the heat index gets over 105 degrees, but the temperature is 95.
Okay.
But it's so hot. I'm sweating like crazy. I wear a hat just to catch my sweat. And the other day I put a towel on top of my head, like a little square towel. And I was like, man, I feel like a Japanese anime character. Because I just had the little... the towel over my head. My brother's like, you really need to wear a cowboy hat out here. And I was like, I know. He's like, you need to protect your ears. And I'm like, I'm just hot.
Yeah.
But I get weird tan lines. I'll get a hat tan line. I have the sunglass tan line still from being outside, but there's nothing I can do to prevent that, or just outside. I got sunburn too, which I was really mad about because I was wearing a tank top. I was like, why do my shoulders hurt? And then I came home and they were bright red. I'm like, well, and there you go. My brother is super dark now.
Like I was saying, you need that Japanese visor, the one that I'm still looking for. In fact, I went to go check to see if it was imported from Japan at Marukai. They still do not have the full face mask.
Please don't wear that
Visor.
Please don't wear that.
You need that. You need that. It's
no.
You don't have to wear sunglasses.
I would never wear that.
But it protects your whole face from the sun.
But you have no peripheral vision. You can't see out of your periphery.
No, you see through the whole thing. The whole thing is visible. It's like one giant sunglasses, but it's face size. It's a shield for your face.
I'm just going to say no.
It's the same one that they have, I swear,
you
that
wear
they have
it
in
first.
the mask.
You wear it first, and you take video of yourself.
Sure.
And then
all
I
you'll
want to see how cool you look.
Is the visor face.
Oh, Lord.
Visor face plus my hair. That's all you have to imagine is all my long hair and then the visor. Just like on the Masked Singer.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I want to buy you one of those. Have you seen those ostrich pillows that you can buy for the plane? And you put your whole head in it, and then you can actually put your phone at the bottom so you don't have to hold it, and you're just your head is in this square box of cushion, and you can put your phone in there and you can watch like without your hands and you can like sleep. It's funny. I will have to send you a picture of it.
I know what it is.
Have you never seen that before?
I know exactly what it is. I don't think I can do that.
It looks so dumb.
No, I can't.
It looks so
I can't
dumb.
do that. No.
Might be claustrophobic.
I am claustrophobic.
I don't like things pressing on my face.
Yeah.
I don't like things pressing on my face. Hey, you know what? I need some good sleeping tips. We need to like look that up. Or if our listeners are queuing in, I'm sleeping like crap lately. It's like either hot or uncomfortable. So what are your best sleeping tips?
Honestly, it's got to be cooler weather.
For good night's sleep.
It's got to be cooler weather. And
man, I love it cold.
I have invested in really good sheets now, the bamboo sheets that stay cool. So on top of having cool bedding, you have cool, and then I open my windows, but actually lately it's been raining, so I turn on my air conditioner now. I'm so spoiled. But for years, this is what you would have to do in Hawaii. If you didn't have that, you'd have to have I just have my ceiling fan on, and then every once in a while I'd have a little spritzer bottle full of water and just and you just like mist water over yourself, and then the fan dries you. That's like desperate.
That's funny. That's like what you do at theme parks.
Yeah. That's like having, people have those portable fans with the little water thing on it. I stood in front.
Yeah,
I went to Universal Studios in the summer, and they had those giant fans with like a trough of water.
Why would you go in the summer? So hot,
I didn't have a choice. I would never plan a vacation to California in the summer.
In the summertime.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Like 100 something degrees.
Yeah, no, I was there because it was what was it? It was college orientation. So we had to go for orientation, and we were just there. And I'm like, I flew all this way. We're going to go do stuff. Tortured. Yeah.
So tortured. Actually, I'm a little concerned because we have a trip to Disney planned, and the Orange County in Florida, where Disney World is located, is having like a super crisis right now.
Oh, no.
COVID crisis. Yeah. So there was supposed to be a convention next week, and I was supposed to go to it, and it was canceled. So
I just kind of think things are getting worse before they're going to get better.
What I'm worried about is, okay, there's the Delta variant, but what if there's like another one that comes right behind it? I mean, it's never ending until like we all are immune to it, no matter if we have the shot or not.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the people who did not get the vaccine, they've chosen to do it the hard way by catching COVID and then letting their body fight through it naturally, hopefully. But those are, unfortunately, the people that are the statistics right now that keep dying. So I just really wish that we could convince more people to just get the shot.
Yeah, and then those people who cannot get the shot, like they really want you to get the shot because they don't want you to give it to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how do we be responsible human beings? I was so surprised that Japan hosting the Olympics, their vaccination rate is so low. I think it's like 3%, I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I heard that, they're pretty much on lockdown.
Yeah.
Too, while the Olympics are going. And there's like no cars on the street. When you look at the aerial view of the Olympics, you're like, where is everybody? But I got to give it to, I watched the opening ceremony. It wasn't really that exciting compared to like other ones because there's no crowds, there's no excitement. There's no like yelling and cheering. But one of the things I have to give the volunteers and the people working in the Olympics, they're so spirited. That's one thing. And a lot of the athletes have said like the Japanese people are very, very polite, considerate. But I got to hand it to them. They are really having a tough time reminding people to stay, like safe.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that Australian coach go crazy, which I thought was very unsportsmanlike, but that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But that the lady who was working was really having a hard time controlling him and his lack of protocols and everything. And I was like, you're a coach. Grow up.
Yeah.
Be better.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're excited, but dang, I don't know if have you seen that?
I didn't. That's terrible. I know that Japan is losing a lot of money hosting the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
All of that stuff that they built, the structures, the village, everything. And there's nobody there to buy tickets, nobody there to help and boost their economy to get through it. And it's really sad.
Yeah, I don't know. They were saying something in an article that they don't really want to maybe have the Olympics like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's really
The point of
it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work and a lot of money.
It's a
This was
lot
the
of
most
money.
expensive Olympics as far as I know. And I actually thought China was up there with the most expensive Olympics. No, it's like number like 8 or 9 out of 10. And Japan's was the most expensive. Now, one of the things that I really enjoyed listening about and learning about was the medals. They collected materials for 2 years from the people of Japan. So like old electronics, cell phones, things like that. And they made the medals out of the recycled materials.
Wow.
So they were able to like get gold
yeah.
and silver and copper and all those, and you know, the materials to make the medals. And I was like, that is really cool.
That's really touching because it's actually from the country, from the people.
Right. From the people.
Wow.
That's what I really enjoyed. That was one of the good stories. I haven't been really watching the Olympics. It's kind of disappointing to wake up and then you hear about who lost or who got this place or that. And then it's like, oh, I really want to watch like the people I'm rooting for lose. You know, like I just like, dang it.
I keep missing the events. I really don't know what the timeline of events are. I really haven't looked it up either, but every time I just turn it on in the evening and I just have it on. Or I try to have it on in the background throughout the day.
They're like 14 hours ahead of me, and I'm 5 hours ahead of you. So they're technically 19 hours ahead of you.
That could be why. Every time I tune in, it's always saying, if you are willing to stay up a little bit later, and then I see a lot of reruns from things I just saw, and I'm like, waste my time.
Right. I've been trying to watch. The one thing that I did end up watching almost live was the dressage because I love the horses and their attitudes. And I just think it's so funny to watch them. You know, they're doing all these like tricks and stuff. And then people have been like putting it to different types of like rap music or kind of music. And one of them was like, you know, they do the trot. I don't even know what it is. It's like a canter or whatever. And they do it like standing still. And this person is in the background with this video going, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. And the hooves are like hitting it at the same time. I love it so much. I watched that video like 4 or 5 times because I was like, this horse has so much attitude. And it's like feet are like, boo, boo.
I
boo.
have to
and
see
then they
that.
like swagger.
You're going to have to send me a link to that because I have to see it.
It is so cute.
Okay.
It's like, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Wow. Like, it's just funny. I can't imagine competing in the Olympics and being rely on an animal. You know, like
I know. It's like, partner, we got this, right?
Like,
I watched
yeah, like you don't
the synchronized men's diving. And you hear
that was good.
You hear them like,
really...
okay, we got this, you know, we got this. And it's like you have to count on your teammate. But yeah, with an animal, like
just like you don't know. A couple of the people who were like champions, I mean, their horses would like act out, like they would rear up or they would not want to do a trick or something. You know, they're just not feeling it. And I'm like, I don't know if I could compete in the Olympics with like my dog. You know, like there's just this animal that could do whatever it wants. You can't change its mind.
Nope. They're gonna do whatever they want to do. Maybe they'll play along.
And they fly these expensive ass horses across the world. And I'm like, I would not want to be responsible for like a $2 to $3 million horse on a plane. Like, no.
I know. I have one more outing tomorrow. So hopefully I will make it to Costco tomorrow to go look. I'm going to go see if I can hunt down that person selling pickled mango. But I did get you.
You got me lihimoy powder. That's the good stuff. Look at this, like Marukai special edition.
Hawaii's Delight lihing powder. Yep, I got you a whole bag of it. I don't know how many ounces this is. It's heavy.
Hey, if you're gonna go to Costco, get me some more crack.
The furikake, snack mix, Chex Mix, furikake Chex Mix. Yes, it is so addicting. It's.
You know the last shortbread cookies that you said, they were not that great?
Oh.
It was a different brand?
Different brand.
Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it.
Well, I
want to show you that so bad.
You'll have to send it to me. You'll have to send it to me after.
I'm going to have to look. Yeah.
Okay, don't look for it now. Okay. So,
I'm trying.
What's coming up?
school's starting again for my nieces and my sister-in-law, and so they'll be busy. They've been really busy. My nieces were playing soccer, and somehow my sister-in-law volunteered to coach, which was really funny.
Wow,
But
that's a
coaching
commitment.
A bunch of 3-year-olds like running around. Yeah, she's never played soccer before, so I was surprised. But it was really funny to watch them kick it into the wrong goal.
Mm-hmm. They do. It's so cute, though. And all the parents are just cheering.
Even when you're standing there like yelling at them, like, "Hey, go this way," they're still going the wrong way. I'm like, no,
because they're in the moment. They're running, and the ball is going, and they're like, "I'm running with it."
So funny. They're so silly. Okay.
You look like you got all serious for a minute, like you had important news.
I am trying to find this stupid video. Because I really want to. I don't even know what song that is. I'm going to have to look on TikTok. Let me talk about something else. So I will definitely send you that equestrian video because I think it's really funny. What are some other highlights from the Olympics? I was very surprised to see a lot of like really unknown countries that compete in the Olympics win their first gold medals.
Oh, the Philippines. The Philippines. That woman.
Philippines?
She was a weightlifter, right?
Heidi Lynn Diaz, I believe is her name. Am I wrong? Nope, I was right. Heidi Lynn Diaz.
Mm-hmm.
She did win the Philippines' very first gold medal, I think ever in the history of the Olympics, the Summer Olympics. So good for her. That was really impressive. And then I don't know if you watched the first night of the Olympics, the finals. It was like a freestyle event. But this young kid from Tunisia, I was watching him from the beginning, and I said something to my mom when we were watching, and I was like, he doesn't stay underwater very long. So they can dive in.
Yeah.
And they can do a butterfly kick, and then at a certain point in the pool, you have to come up. He came up right away and was like doing really fast strokes.
Yeah.
So I was like watching him, and I was like, man, this guy's like really killing it. And normally, young bucks from unknown countries sometimes go too fast out of the gate. It's from experience, right?
Yeah.
Just seen them. And I used to be a swimmer too, competitive swimmer. So I'm watching this the whole time, and the favorites are like duking it out at the top. And he's in the worst lane. Lane 8 is always the worst lane. Outside lanes, always the worst. Slowest qualifying time. I'm watching him, and I'm like, man, Mom, he's just like really coming out early and really just going, and he's keeping up. And my mom's like, I don't even know who that is. He freaking won.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I love underdog stories. That's so cool.
18-year-old. He was like, I just was swimming. I didn't care about anybody around me. He was like, all I could think about was my family, my country, and how much I really just was excited to be in the final. And he won by like more than a second. And I was like, this is unreal. He beat the world record holder, the Olympic record holder, the favorite. He like killed everyone. And I was like, Tunisia on the map. Like,
did we say this, or did I have it in another conversation? How athletes today are so much more everything compared to Olympians back, even 10 years.
I don't think you've mentioned that, but no, you're absolutely right.
Like if you took the Olympians, I mean, because it's like every single year, everybody's breaking these records every year. So they're
just bigger, better, faster.
Yep.
Younger. I mean, skateboarding made its debut, and 13-year-olds won first and second place in the girls division, or the women's, excuse me, not girls, women's.
And surfing.
It was from Japan and Brazil.
Surfing
Hawaii.
I know.
What was her name? Carissa? I forgot her name. Is it Carissa Moore? I think she's from Hawaii, and she won the first gold medal.
Did she? That's so good.
In surfing. Yep. U.S. surfer Carissa Moore wins Olympic gold.
It should be somebody from Hawaii.
And she did her thank you speech in Japanese. And she was from Hawaii. So she is from Hawaii. And that's really nice of her. She did her whole thank you speech in Japanese.
Because she's in Japan.
Perfect.
That's what Hawaii people do. We try to speak the language of wherever we're visiting.
Good for her. January 4th is declared Carissa Moore Day in her home state of Hawaii.
Aw.
She has like an actual day. I'm like, whoa. Congratulations, Carissa Moore, Hawaiian, and doing speeches in Japanese for the locals. Sweet. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
I did not know that, and that makes me feel kind of good.
You go, Hawaii.
Really cool. Yeah, I actually didn't know there was like 3-on-3 basketball. We just won Olympic gold for the first time.
There are
apparently a
lot of new sports.
There's just so many random sports.
And I'm like, how did that get into skateboarding? Come on. How did that become an Olympic sport?
I have no idea. But it's like pickup games, like on the streets, like basketball on the streets, 3-on-3.
I know. And then that's
funny.
That's an Olympic sport. My uncle was a professional skateboarder back in the day. I wonder if he could have
been in the Olympics.
Gone to the Olympics. His dad did. I think his father did as a boxer.
I'm excited to watch track and field coming up soon. That's going to be badass. Our one lady who throws the shot put, I don't know her name per se, but she wears like a Hulk mask, and she sometimes dyes her hair like green. Beast mode. And we have the world record holder in the shot put for the men's. He threw that thing so far. I was like, this is intense. Like intense. So I want to leave you with some fun tidbits because you're going to Costco tomorrow, right?
Yep.
So Business Insider did like a survey of the typical Costco shopper. Meet the typical Costco shopper, a 39-year-old Asian American woman earning more than $125,000 a year. That, in the entire world of Costco's, is your typical
Costco shopper.
Is a 39-year-old Asian woman earning more than $125,000. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Good for her buying in bulk.
Well, because she probably has to feed a lot of people. I mean, I used to think it was a stupid idea, honestly, to buy in bulk until our family started growing and expanding. And then it was like Ohana life, right? It's our family plus it's the grandparents come over, and then it's the aunts and the uncles, and then the other nieces and nephews. And then it's like you're cooking for 20 people, and it's more than once a week. You have to buy in bulk. You have to buy in bulk.
Yeah, I bet. Toilet paper for sure, right?
Well, not anymore because we have bidets. I mean, we still buy toilet paper, but it's not like every Costco trip anymore. And we used to go to Costco twice a month, and then there was a time when we were going almost every week, but it would almost be like you'd have to buy toilet paper every single trip. And Costco size toilet paper is like, I don't know,
it's a lot.
It's like 30 rolls or something like that.
Feels like it. Yeah, something like that.
When you have this many people in one house, it would be like it goes.
I gotta say, like...
We keep talking about toilet paper.
I know. We keep talking... Maybe you'll have to cut that out. I don't know. I don't know if we have enough material for a really solid episode, but... Well, we're looking to expand into the virtual world with My Tais at Sunset. There will be a lot of advertisement going up in a game called Second Life, and also in a few other online forums on Discord. So I'm really excited. Hopefully we... loop in some new listeners and gather a bigger following. I think a lot of people out there will be tuning in soon.
Those are very interesting ways to interact with you.
Yes.
Because I am not
I'm really excited to
I try.
It's fun. I mean, it's fun. I know I've seen you try a couple times to play video games with me, and then you talked to me about playing with your daughter.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you're not a gamer. It's okay.
I'm not.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Back in the day, I did beat Super Mario Brothers. When the first Nintendos were I don't even think it was the first one. It was probably several generations later. But that was like the one and only game that I beat in my entire life.
That's funny.
And that was a long time ago. And since then, it's like I've played lots of other video games. I hated Pac-Man. Pac-Man never went the direction that I wanted him to go. Neither did Ms. Pac-Man.
You have to figure out the control
Nope.
stick.
I always made friends with the ghosts. We always met up.
That's funny. You're like, hey, what's up? Well, with that, thanks for tuning in to another episode of My Tais at Sunset. We really appreciate your patronage and you following us and listening in on our random blurbs about Hawaii and farm life, etc., and Costco trips, plus toilet paper. But if you're interested in seeing more and the videos and all the items that Mai brought out from her trip to Marukai, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out at mytaisatsunset.com and listen into our next podcast every week, anywhere you subscribe to your favorite podcast.
And until we meet again, ahui ho.